Sorry, my cat is meowing at me for unknown reasons. I'm sure she has her reasons, so not entirely unknown, just unknown to me. So I hope everyone's having a good day, a good Sunday, good end to the weekend, going into a new week, and we're starting I guess, as of now, as of yesterday and today, uh, the tail end of the month, right? We're going into the second half of November, heading towards Thanksgiving. Christmas season soon upon us. We'll take a different approach to Christmas this year. Hey, Lee, Mustafa, bring up the desktop so I can better read your comments. So as of now, we have three great guests coming up this week. Tuesday we have Mark Lindell. Four great guests, counting Saturday. We have Mark Lindell coming up. Mark is let me read Mark's biography, guys. This is Mark Lindell. He's our guest for Tuesday afternoon, I believe, 1 o'clock. After devoting a lifetime to healing and awakening himself, others, and the world, utilizing therapy, meditation, energy, and body work, 12-step programs, rebirthing, shamanic journey, soul retrieval, DNA activation, and esoteric Hindu, Vedic, Buddhist, Christian, Jewish, Hawaiian, and Native American practices, Mark Lindell began developing his own meditations and healing modalities. He has a master's in linguistics and is an ordained and interfaith minister and spiritual counselor. He worked very closely with the Beatles' transcendental meditation guru, Maharshi Mahesh Yogi. That was the Beatles guru, by the way, guys. And four other teachers. By 2002, he had worked with thousands of people worldwide, had one book published, and had a growing following as a spiritual teacher. But his inner life needed more work, so he stopped for 10 years. Then, after discovering and developing the love and forgiveness meditation, I've tried this before. It was a while ago. Maybe for me, maybe 10 years ago. He returned to healing work. Most recently, he found the knowledge he had always sought in Anastasia and the Ringing Cedars of Russia books. He has written 8 books on meditation, healing, evolution, politics, sex, fantasy, and saving our world, 1 musical play, and many songs and poems. He does individual healing sessions utilizing 6 modalities, teaches 4 new healing, evolution boosting meditations for our times, and lives in Santa Fe. He will be up Tuesday. And let me tell you about our guest on Wednesday. Give me a second, guys. Hey, Anna. Let me read your comments before I tell you about Wednesday's guest. Well, let me read Wednesday's guest because it's up, and then I'll dive into the contents. Karen Palmer is a best-selling author and popular online talk show host. Her organization is dedicated to educating children and families about environmental issues, animal advocacy, kindness, mindfulness, and compassion. She is a mom who made a wish and started a kindness revolution and founder of the Global Kindness Revolution, which is a network of organizations and people co-creating for a kinder and more loving world. Karen is also the second founding member of World Kindness USA. Most recently, Karen has become a national kindness leader and is collaborating with 29 other leaders from USA who have combined social media reach of over 30 million followers. She is a founder of www.facebook.com Spiritual Gone Wild, a popular online broadcasting network channel dedicated to raising the levels of compassion, gratitude, joy, love, kindness, and peace. She has been nicknamed the Queen of Global Kindness and is a mindful meditation mom, and is mindful meditation mom on all social media. She has been known as a modern day mystical Mr. Rogers, who uses music, meditation, mindfulness practice, and mantras for empowerment of all ages. Karen is also an angelic mindful marketing and sacred social media strategist who helps streamers, visionaries, change agents, and peacemakers find their voice and share their message and gifts globally. She is a singer, songwriter who designs musical, empowering kindness activities, coloring books, and games for children and families. Visit www.globalkindnesstv.org. She sent me a link, her YouTube channel, where she is using the Hokey Pokey as a mindfulness tool.
What's new with Google Ads?
Sorry, guys. And we have two more guests. I'll read the other ones later. Hey, Skeeter. Hey, Nature Guy, how are you? Syncbug. I can join you if you don't have anyone for today. I know you're not following the chat though. Sending positivity. I will be following the chat. No guests today, although I've been told that Tiger King wants to come up. He left a comment on one of my shorts saying he wanted to come up. Hey, Bella. I'm good, Anna. Anna, how are you? Skeeter, how are you? Anna says so to Charlie. Hey, Bella. Hey, Charlie. So heating up my coffee. Oh, you left me a question? Mustafa? Hey, Toy Pups. Mustafa says, Eric, please tell me what the book Course Miracles says about purging oneself of past actions. I'm eagerly awaiting an answer to this question. The Course Miracles doesn't really talk about purging any past actions. It talks exclusively about forgiveness. As we practice forgiveness, the any thoughts, any karmic ties, any issues as far as past actions are concerned are erased. Forgiveness focuses in the present moment. Forgiveness says that I look at you, whoever you might be, who has ever caused any grievances, the appearance of a grievance in my life, and instead of seeing what's happened, I see the present moment of Christ between us. Don't get caught up in the term Christ as in Jesus Christ. Christ is a level of consciousness attained by Jesus that is contained within all of us. When I look at you and I can focus on that, then all grievances are erased. Puts us right in the present moment because every grievance takes place in the past. There's a wonderful line in the Course in Miracles that says, the one holy true thing that one can say about the past is that it's not here. If it's not here, if the past isn't here, what needs to be purged? Just the thought. And a thought is dynamic and it's always changing, and it has no substance to it unless it's focused upon. So, Syncbug, let's see if our friend Tiger King really wants to come up. Hey, Ducky. How are you, my friend? Hope you're having a wonderful day too. Any questions about that, Mustafa? Mustafa says sweet potatoes. I'm going to have a sweet potato later today. My last meal for the day. Cheese sauce, and roast beef, nut salad, and date honey. Big fan of dates. He left a thing in my short and said he wanted to. Well, he didn't say he wanted to. He said he would. Did he say he wanted? He had a time he wanted to do it. Simply says he thinks that he said the later. Simply says a family member that you know is trying to quit smoking. I'm trying to help her. Maybe you can give some advice for a minute. She can't type, but she's listening. I can tell you how I quit smoking, and it had nothing to do with trying to tough it out. Had nothing to do with attempting to even really quit, other than at first denying myself when I wanted a cigarette, I would wait. Sometimes it was just for a second. Sometimes it was just a pause. I would ask myself, do I really want to smoke a cigarette? And why am I smoking a cigarette? Am I doing it to uh, satisfy any type of anxiety, something to do with my hands? Am I doing it because I really need a cigarette? I wanted to find out the why. But that was just a little mindfulness practice. The main thing I did, the main thing I do with anything is start putting in place the opposite. So, um, do you exercise? Sickbug, if you answer some questions, does she exercise? If you start putting in place, if you start cultivating the things that are good for you, the bad things start to naturally fall away with less effort. So if you get out in nature and you walk every day, if you do breath work, if you do some yoga, something easy, you could do yoga could be 5 simple poses. Hey, Mary. Hey, Ellie. I've been thinking about you today, Ellie. Um, but exercise because your lungs start feeling better. You start feeling better. The better you feel, the less bad stuff you want to do. This has worked with for me for all kinds of stuff. I've used it when I was when I had my own training business. I would tell people to start eating healthier without eliminating anything from the diet. What you find is the healthier you eat, the less bad stuff you begin to crave. You start losing weight. Simply says, you got my number. We can talk later. I wanted to try some breath work. Got you. Wise words, Charlie. This too shall pass. How I quit smoking. The mental pull wanting a cigarette will pass. The idea of having a smoke will pass. It does pass if you let it. That's where that pause comes in. Everything changes with a sacred pause. If you just stop what you're about to do. This is why we talk about the 3 gates all the time. The 3 gates is a sacred pause. Before I'm going to say something, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? If you just stopped, if you just had that 3rd gate, is it kind? So as soon as you start to examine, why am I doing this? Ellie says, not all my friends know about my cat. They ask me normally how she is and how I am. How can I tell them without crying? Go ahead and cry. If you're sad and if something is making you sad, there is no sense in not, there's no sense in denying it. There's no sense in expressing it. And what you find is you express it, is that the urge to cry becomes a little less. Not because you're not sad anymore, but because you've already expressed it now. So it's not there quite a bit. I still talk about my dad and I still cry, but it's not the same type of tears as I had when he first died. Sinkbook says, I told her uh, no time withdrawals are nothing compared to what we've been through. I agree. I, I can't say it was easy to quit smoking. Um, but once I made it a day, I knew I had it. I knew I was done. Here's the problem. I know people who've been done for 10 years, and in times of stress, they reach for their old friend, they start smoking again. So you need to replace it. That's why you want to cultivate those better habits. Ellie says, okay, she'll try her best. Mary, I hope you're having a good day. Mustafa says, Eric, about what about someone who prays daily? What about someone who wants to do the impossible to be in heaven without punishment or reckoning? What makes you think there's punishment or reckoning in heaven? Why would you believe that? Do you believe in a loving God? Nicotine draws aren't compared to the hardest stuff. I agree. I agree. And I've seen some people on withdrawal some from really hard stuff. Hi, Cora. Cora, how are you, my friend? But also, suffering is suffering. So, Mustafa, you asking about A Course in Miracles. Now, A Course in Miracles is a non-duality path, meaning that there's only perfect oneness, and there is the illusion of the other. There's the illusion, literally, of the other. That there's something out there instead of everything being in here. In perfect non-duality, in perfect oneness, there can be no grievances, there can be no suffering, there can be no punishment, no guilt, there's no reckoning, because who would you reckon to? Who could have the judgment? Who could have the punishment? In perfect oneness, how could anything judge anything? And punishment and reckoning is just a form of judgment. Charlie says, my longtime companion passed away on October 22nd at about 4:20 in the morning after 15 years of being the best dog. It was hard and I needed to cry. My last two dogs passed away, one in 2018, the last in 2019. So yeah, I know how you feel, my friend. Ollie says to all, you don't know how much you all mean to me. I have a place I feel like I belong. You certainly do belong. Hey Phoenix, how are you, my friend? I hope you have a nice day too. Thank you. Cora says she's doing okay. Cora says, oh, I'm not ready for mine to go. We never are. I hope it's a long, long time, Cora. Ellie says, I asked my mom if we could get a dog instead of a cat, and she said maybe. I hope so. Here's my My wish for you, a dog and a cat. We always had dogs and cats growing up. And when I got married, we had mostly dogs. Man, my ex-wife did not like cats. She was not like, she just wasn't a cat person. Nothing against them. She just didn't want one. This is Corey. I hope you don't have to go through the pain. She says, I remember when we lost our healer, Gunner. Hey, Parashot. Stephen says 3 days of climb next week. I've only got over last week. I hope you had better weather than you did this last week. So, Mustafa, put your faith in the perfect oneness. The whole aspect of meditation, besides the obvious of calming the mind, being more at peace, being more responsive versus reactive, all the attributes that amount to a happier life in this world, meditation links us to that perfect oneness. It gives us a taste of perfect oneness. Same with prayer. As prayer deepens, it becomes meditation. Matter of fact, Course in Miracles talks about the rung of prayer, the ladder of prayer. That is in a pamphlet called The Song of Prayer. So the ladder of prayer begins with, we are praying for things. Can I be healthy? Can I get a new car? Can I get a new house? Can I get a promotion? Can I meet my soulmate? Whatever. We pray for things. Nothing matter with that. It's just at that lowest level of, let's call it consciousness, because we're believing things are outside of us, and that through a petitionary prayer, we can bring it to us. Then we have praying for others, a little higher, because we're putting our own self needs aside for just a moment. What we find is that as we pray for others, our own prayers begin to be answered. Then we have praying with others. This is when we are joined in Holy Communion, a holy instant, a holy relationship. Higher, but not the highest. The ladder of prayer ends when we're in a continuous state of prayer, a communication with God, knowing there is no place where thought ends and God begins. There is just thoughts of God. That's it. A thought of God is the experience of God. The experience of God is being with God. Don't get caught up on terms. God, whatever. Use whatever word works for you. Stinkbug says, love you guys. Appreciate you speaking to my family member. Anytime, Stinkbug, anytime. Of course, that's everyone's stray song. You too, my friend. Project says, who would be the absence of that thought? This one, I needed to bring some more light into this. Of course, says, I appreciate you, Yogi. Well, I had to pray four pets in a year. That's tough. Yeah, not fun at all, my friend. And Parajat, do you have any questions about it? Let's talk more about it. Let's unpack it. Mustafa says, Eric, you're the same age as me. You understand me very well, and your advice extremely values me. You're right. Just keep coming back to that, Mustafa. The mind is going to draw us, our thoughts are going to draw us out towards, I shouldn't have done this. I'm going to be punished for this. It's going to have thoughts about the past. and man, I did this, and I'm going to be punished for it. God's going to judge me for it. We just keep coming back to that perfect oneness. And oneness, nothing can be judged because nothing exists, right? Nothing exists except for that oneness. Hey, Dolly, how are you? It says across over the two are the solitude and silence, aim to reduce stress and cultivate a sense of inner peace, reflection, and spiritual connection. Crossover between meditation and prayer. Curly says it was one of the worst things I ever had to endure watching my dog die. Here at home, completely helpless and unable to help. I did what I could holding him and praying and crying. It's not fun. It is not fun. I was with both my dogs. We were at the vet though, and I was able to hold both of them. I was with my dad, his very last breath, holding his hand. Sat up all night long afterwards, meditating, continued to talk to him. Mustafa says, your actions today will determine what happens to you tomorrow and in the future. So what the Buddha said in the Dhammapada, the twin verses. Parajat says, Anna, life is amazing. It can be suffering at times, but don't let it change who you are from inside. Love you, stay hydrated, stay blessed, keep breathing. Just keep the vibration above. Thank you, Parajat. Hey, Rosie. Rosie says, hi, Yogi, I missed you. Hi, everyone. Yeah, Rosie, you were missed as well, my friend. Welcome back. I say that, but in my heart, you never left. You've always been here, Rosie. You're too big a part of the channel. We have too much fun hanging out with you, and we love you too much for you to ever really be absent. Cora says, Yogi. Hey, Stitch. Well, Stitch, thank you so much. We got some jewels from Stitch. What's up, Zoe? Zephyr says, Zoe, greetings. Credit says, thank you, everyone. You're welcome. Dolly says, amen. Hey, Stinkbug. Thank you, my friend. Busy says, I'm sorry, I didn't mean not to join. Been busy with school and took a break for my health. I understand. I understand. Thank you, Dolly. Much appreciated. Dolly, Rosie, I almost went from Dolly to Sissy, then to Rosie. I finally got it right on the last one. Rosie, never feel like you ever have to explain anything to us. We always make the best decision that we can for ourselves, and no one has to agree with it. Just know that we always hold you in our heart, no matter what you do. Of course, as I'm going to catch you next. Next. Thank you, Cora. Looking forward to the birds, guys. Make sure you subscribe to Cora Bird. She has the best bird videos out there by far. Very unique, amazing, amazing close-ups and angles. Just make sure you're there. It says, how are you today, Yogi? I'm good. I'm pretty good. You too, Cora. Have a great rest of your weekend. So, Zoe, we're going to ask you to be nice. If you cannot be nice, we're going to time you out for 24 hours. One chance. Until next time. Rosie says, I'm glad I have you guys. You guys mean a lot to me, but I'm sad. What are you sad about, Rosie? Oh, I haven't seen Yogi Cat. Well, what's the weather like there? They have a tendency to go underground uh, until the weather warms up again. Hey, Carl. Carl, you have us, my friend. Of course, says peace, everyone. Peace to you, too. So Yogi Cat will make his way, her way, her way, back to the surface when the weather warms up. What's up, Joe? Joe, have you gotten any reps in today? Teresa says it's cold sometimes and sometimes it's warm. Remember, amphibians do not produce their, I'm not sure I'm saying this right. They don't produce their own body heat. They need the sun to stay warm. They need things to be warm. So it might feel warm to us, but to a frog, Yogi Cat's a frog, by the way. People might be thinking that Yogi Cat is a cat that does yoga. No. Yogi Cat is so been named because Rosie wanted to show love to both Cat and myself. Perfect name, by the way. But Yogi Cat is a frog. He'll be back in the summer. Thinkful says, I wish I would have seen that guy make that comment. I would have paid him to show up in my live stream. Don't mess with my friends. Mustafa says, Eric, you might need this beetroot juice recipe. Peel the beetroot and put it in a blender, blend well, and add water. You can also add grapes and strawberries after blending. It's a healthy drink. Nice. I like that. I don't. I used to have a juicer, and I used to do carrot, beet, apple juice. Sometimes throwing ginger in as well. Joe says, not yet, but it will be. What's on the menu for today? Thank you, Stinkbug. And Stinkbug, thank you. You know what the other thanks is for, my friend. Rosie says, I love Yogi Cat. He's my friend now. Stinkbug says, I'm not as nice as Mr. Yogi. You're pretty nice, though. Actually, if we looked at this another way, Stinkbug, the fact that you would go to great lengths to stick up for your friends show you exactly how nice you actually are. Hey, Cat. What is this talking about, you cat? Stinkbug says, don't worry about it, brother. Nature Guy says, had a cat. Anna says, had a cat. Hey, Stephanie, how are you, my friend? Welcome back. Mustafa says, had a cat. Joe says, I'm not sure yet. I'll figure it out after morning church service. Hey, Joe, how's your football team doing? The only football I've really followed, occasionally looking at highlights of Jacksonville Jaguars because I don't even know his name, the quarterback and his receivers. Cat says, so, how are you beautiful people? How are you beautiful cat? How's your day going, Cat? Rosie says, y'all have to finish cleaning. See you in your next live. Thank you, Rosie. Nature Guy says, I can't wait to meet our guest. I guess tonight, if he does. Carl says, I'm a loner. Carl, I'm a bit of a loner too. Which is okay. I used to try to fight it, but I've learned it's important to embrace who you are. And when you do embrace who you are, you start making space for other people. You can find a way of appreciating your solitude, appreciate the time you spend with yourself, as well as finding ways to be with people. Joe says the 49ers are doing good, winning games, but dealing with injuries. Gotcha. They going to make the playoffs? Charlie says, Carl, same here. Speaking of guests, Carl says you're more popular than me, Yogi, and your channel is a lot bigger than mine. You know what, Carl? I'm not sure that's true. My channel is bigger, but only because you've restarted yours. But I think you might be more popular than me because I have almost 9,000, right? Getting close. Just a little under 300 to go to get to 9,000. And I get about the same, maybe a little less people in my live streams as you do. So, man, I think you might be more popular than me. And you have people who absolutely love you. Not that I don't, but you have people who are pro Carl 100% and they'll never leave your side. Joe says they have a good chance. I hope so, Joe. Hey, Toy Pups. Get you guys says hi, Toy Pups. And it says hi to Stefan. Stefan says go Packers and Steelers. You're a Steelers fan too, right? If I was going by home teams, I'd have to be a Ravens fan, but I'm not a Ravens fan because Ravens aren't really Baltimore's team. We stole them from Cleveland. And the Baltimore Colts, which was our team, went out to Indiana. Flip Pops is not wearing her glasses. Mustafa says, Eric, would you mind if I shared a live video of yours on Reddit? No, feel free, my friend. Feel free. I mean, videos with your guests only, not all of them. Whatever you want to share. Anyone is always free to share anything that I do. Nature Guy says Toy Pups has a game night tonight. If anyone is interested, it's a lot of fun. Toy Pups says, is tonight singing? I have a great song. Last night was singing. Not that we won't, someone wanted to. They could sing tonight or today. You know what, Charlie? I'm sorry. 1 second. I'll tell you why I'm sorry. Carl says I only have 4 people yesterday. But it was sort of unexpected, wasn't it? And I was there hanging out for a while. I said hi to everyone, but I had you up as I was doing some stuff. Steelers are leading the game 5-4. Charlie wants to know if Carl can drop a link to his channel. So here's what I apologize for, Charlie. You've been hanging out with us for a few weeks now. And I appreciate you being here, and I've yet to mod you up. I don't know why that slipped my mind, but if you want to reach out to one, you're now a mod. Just click on the blue, and the link will come up. It'll make it easier if you want to support someone. As well, if you guys would like to support Charlie. So here's what happened, Charlie. This is what I think is what happened. You slid in, you slipped in so seamlessly and so kindly, so lovingly, that it almost felt like you were always here hanging out with us. And it just now occurred to me that you really haven't been hanging out for that long, and I neglected to mod you up. I apologize. Charlie says, thank you, Yogi. You're welcome, my friend. Mustafa says, Eric, I might need your phone number on your shirt someday regarding my house. You got it. Let me know. This is Daniel's Construction. My friend John Daniel. Thank you guys says you're amazing Toy Pups, and I'm proud of you. An honor to be your friend. Nice, nature guy. Thank you for that. Tip Up says, "Let go and let God" is the title. Oh, have your song? Let me know when you want to sing it. You can come up and sing it now if you want. Hey, Coco. Speaking of singers, the lady with the velvet voice, the one who did man, what a great act of kindness for our friend Squirrel Sniper. Thank you, Coffee Cake. We got some jewels, much appreciated. Charlie says, I truly appreciate that, Yogi. You're welcome, my friend. And connected with Carl. You got a new subscriber, Carl. Carl, you'll like Carl's live streams. Coffee Cake says, hi, Toy Pops and Charlie. Coca says, Anna. Says, Yogi. How you doing, Coco? Hey, Buddha. Buddha's in the background. Thank you, my friend. Toy Pops, you want to come up? Been better, been worse. Buddha says, saw you live, so pulling you up. Much appreciated. Coffee Cake says, Stacy and Buddha with a wave and a smile. Says hi to Carl. How are you making that, Sniper? What's the secret recipe? Carl says, hey, Evan. Carl says, I've canceled all live streams. For how long, Carl? Coffee Cake says, hi to Squirrel and Evan. Coco says, just trying to figure out my next move. Do you know your options? I'm doing my best to give up trying to figure out my next move. I'm not there yet. I'm not even very good at it yet, but I'm heading in that direction. Coco says, I can pretty much do anything. Do you have a preference? Evan says, you care if I talk about the ulterior motive thing? Evan, you can always talk about whatever you like. Pretty much. Hey, how are you, my friend? We got Jules. Much appreciated. Coco says, I don't like living alone. I hate it. I saw the flowers. I appreciate that so much. Very kind of you and very generous of you. That is Doggy, Lover Toy Pups, 4CEL. Really hard to find a decent roommate. It can be. Sniper says next move is to keep letting go, Eric. Thank you, Sniper. I needed to hear that. Charlie says I've lived alone besides my pets for many years. Hey, Charlie, is that you and your thumbnail on your channel? You're a big guy, my friend. I enjoy my nature guy says I enjoy my solitude. Me too. Live with my brother, but um, we inherited the house that we grew up in. Uh, I moved here after my divorce. Moved back in after my divorce. Care for my father. Evan says I've noticed that YouTube takes away people's followers and viewers, and people seem to get very emotional about it. Could be a control thing with YouTube trying to control people. It could be. Carl says YouTube have removed people from my channel because it didn't connect the right way. Evan says, is that I've noticed a pattern. Future guy says, stepdad with I can't quite make that out. Nature guy. Oh, I took care of my blind mother, handicapped brother, and stepdad. That's okay, nature guy. Being a caregiver is a difficult task, but it's the greatest thing I've ever done in my entire life. No exceptions. Hey, Blue Sweater Rents, how are you, my friend? Carl says Toy Pups was one of them. She will, if she was someone that you've lost as a subscriber, she will resubscribe without hesitation. No one Toy Pups, she will be there to support you, Carl. Kat says there's also a rumor running around out there that you can only get 3,000 people. So if you're following someone after that, you may unsubscribe from someone. That 3,000 or that 30,000? I don't know if that's true. Has anyone looked that up? Has anyone run that by our friend Praveen? Do I see any patterns that seem to motivate people's emotions? It's a good question. Course in Miracles would say there's only two emotions, and only one of them is real: love and fear. Fear, of course, is an illusion, but fear manifests itself in many different aspects. Fear will manifest in a judgment, it will manifest in anger, it will manifest in greed. All of that stems from fear. Fear comes from the ego. The ego is a structured thought system that is always seeking to gain its autonomy, but it's an impossibility. How can something that doesn't truly exist be autonomous from reality, the reality of love? All he says, where's Tiger King at? Sniper says he thinks that he wanted to come up this evening. So I don't know if I'd look for patterns, Evan. You just see that things are either motivated by fear, motivated by the ego, or as being extended by love, and keep coming back to the love. The two emotions with only one of them being real. I like things simplified. Ditch guy says it was a challenge, but I'm glad I gave him happiness before he passed. That's a big thing. Nature guy, it's a huge thing. To be able to care for someone, no matter the challenge, and to give them that happiness in their last years is huge. Hey, Pearl, how are you? Charlie says a lot of times you have to actually check channels. you'd like to make sure that you are up to date with their content if YouTube doesn't alert you. Got you. So what do you think of that, Evan? Evan says, Eric Bill, not the inner aspect of what emotions are, the common denominator. Do you see sometimes something within the system controlling people? No. Nope. I'm not saying it's not there. I just don't see it. Mainly because I wouldn't look for it. The only thing that everything you said, dismissing the inner aspect, everything is inner. There's only the inner. So I can't really dismiss it. I tried to fix my beard earlier today and I messed it up again. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, guys. Growing a beard should not be that difficult, right? I don't have to do anything. I don't have to wake up in the morning and squint my eyes and make hairs pop out of my chin. It just happens naturally. It's in the cultivating that I have trouble. And you think, you know what? I consider myself an artist. I've been a writer my entire life. I write every day. I never miss a day. So you would think the arrangement of things would come naturally to me. So you would think the cultivation of facial hair would just fall into like an artistic aspect. It's escaping me. Says Ellie, he said he wanted to come up in the last stream. Sepa says, please explain to PR. I didn't see what he said. Charlie says, I think see people from India on YouTube because it's worldwide. Yes. So, Evan, we can't dismiss the inner for the outer. Every sense of control means someone has given someone else the ability to control them. This is what Viktor Frankl talked about in Man's Search for Meaning. He was in a concentration camp in Nazi Germany. He watched his entire family being destroyed. And yet he realized that he could, hey, Tiger King, people were asking about you, my friend. I think there's something that controls just little minor things on the internet that makes a big difference. Algorithms in the long run, if you listen to people that are lecturing about the dangers of them. Gotcha. There is manipulation, of course, with the algorithms. If you do a search for an item that you're thinking about buying or want to research, then you go on social media and you see nothing but ads for it. Carl says, who's Tiger King? Tiger King is a friend of ours who was considering coming up today on the live stream. Share a little bit of time. Mustafa says, I'm back. Sorry for being gone for a few minutes. That's okay, Mustafa. Hey, DeGrave. For a second, I thought he meant Saifu, which is a term of respect in martial arts. Charlie says, algorithms are interesting and it manipulates the search results for sure. Why is it, as a content creator, you want to gain the algorithm's favor, right? You want to be able to get as many people as possible to see the thing that you've created. You put it out there, or you live stream, whatever. So you're courting the algorithms. And yet, if I search for whatever, let's say I search for a movie clip. I want a movie clip of 1977's National Lampoon's Animal House. I want to see Bluto, played by John Belushi, fall on his back and yell out "Gator." or I want to see him smash a guitar, the folk player, the folk singer, then all I see are the algorithm catches it like that, and all I see are National Lampoon stuff showing up on my YouTube page. So why is it so easy to do a search and I gain the attention of the algorithms? And yet when I want to share a video and I want it to be out, and hey, I'll be honest, and I want to make a couple of cents from my work, from what I've shared, it's like impossible. Hey, Ali, how are you, my friend? Life of Ali says, so Uncle Yogi, sorry I'm late. That's okay, my friend. Thanks for being here. Oh, yeah. They were just wondering if you were going to come up, Tiger King. Evan says there's now a middleman, the internet, to communicate. Picture having control over the middleman. Yeah, they were just wondering if you were still coming up and when you were coming up. Quite a few people. No big deal. People are just curious because you've been saying several times, is the 16th still good? I just lots of people. I don't remember everyone's name. I mean, I remember people's name. I just don't remember, several people. There you go. Sniper says, Ellie just asked if that was a stream or the next. No, it's not about membering. It's just that, people come in and say, hey, is Tiger King coming up? And, you know, it wasn't that big of a deal for me to, make note of it. Evan says, it's like that game in school where you pass a message down a chain of people, except the internet, you can't see or know who the people are. Gotcha. Carl says, hi, Tina. Well, I don't see Tina, but let me say hi to Tina. Give me a second, guys. Hey, Abdullah. Not much is going on, my friend. This is Carl. Which is Tina, please? I certainly wouldn't mind knowing a way to gain the attention of algorithms in a way that could help my channel out. Charlie says, cheers, everyone. Hey, so Charlie, how long you been working out? Tiger says if I can come up, people will record me. Well, if you come up, you're already being recorded, Tiger King. This is a safe environment for Muslims. It is, my friend. I hope it's a safe environment for everyone. Carl says, she's in the background protecting me. Well, I'm glad that you feel protected, Carl. I hope that you never need to be protected here. I hope you realize that we have your back, my friend. Charlie says, Yogi, I've been working out most of my life. Me too. I started working out when I was about 11 years old. So we're talking about 49 years of always doing something. Phil says, because I see a lot of confrontation here, people not getting along here. I hope not, my friend. Carl says, you don't, Yogi? I beg to differ, my friend. If it feels that way to you, I apologize. Now, having someone's back doesn't necessarily mean that I do what they always ask me to do, but it means that I will always do my best to always do my best to take everyone under consideration. Everyone. Tiger King says, or Eric, was you were Milkman or Eric? Milkman. I would have down as a lollipop man or a traffic wardrobe. Yep, you mentioned that. Nope, I have never done either of those. I did for a little while prune trees and make privacy fences. The neighbor started a business and he had me work with him. I was a line cook, head line cook at a restaurant. It was a dishwasher. I was a prep cook at a Greek restaurant. Twice I worked at gas stations. I bagged groceries. One of the few jobs that I ever got fired at. Um, I was head of the training area at the YMCA for a number of years. Hey, Parajat, thank you so much for getting a membership. Much appreciated. Guys, Charlie says, woohoo, new member. I appreciate everyone. If anyone would really like to help me out, I'm doing my best to get as many members as possible. It's 99 cents a month. I have, again, almost 9,000 subscribers. Imagine if I was able to get 1,000, 1,500, 99-cent membership. That would cost me to a year and a half. That would cost me towards my Social Security, and I would be doing pretty well. I do this full time. I show up 3 times a day. I talk about the things that are meaningful for me, and I hope that they are meaningful for others. So everyone who gets that membership is appreciated. For those who don't get it, you are appreciated as well. Just you being here helps me out tremendously. Just you being here. Thanks for that enthusiasm, Charlie. Tippett says, Abdullah, you live in the past, you need to live in the now, this moment, without assumptions. Not today, in the past. Yeah, it happens. Abdullah, overall, we're a very friendly site. And any type of like argument has never been over someone being different. It's never been over someone being Muslim or someone being gay or someone being a Republican or someone being a Democrat. It's never been about differences. The only real arguments we've had is some people considering other people to be too disruptive, and they have a legitimate point. I have not always been at my own best in addressing those because I've been trying to figure things out. I've been trying to see people past the label, which I'm always going to try to do, but I'm also taking in consideration the overall well-being of the entirety of the chat. Hopefully I'm getting better. It's always going to be a place where we don't cast anyone out. That might sound funny because I typed one out this morning. When you say cast someone out, we're talking about the level of the heart, which is why people are welcomed back. Does that make sense? If you do things at the level of the body, it's going to look like you are separating. It's going to look like you might be judging. It's going to look like you're doing this or doing that. All legitimate concerns. But if you yourself approach it, sometimes I'm going to say the level of the heart, sometimes I'm going to say the level of the mind. It's actually the same thing. There's no difference from heart to mind. We could say that the path of yoga is connecting the heart and mind. Same with the Course of Miracles. Carl says, I don't have memberships in my channel. You will in time, Carl. You will. Keep growing your channel. Hey, Zed's Place, how are you, my friend? Thanks for coming in. Just got to mod Zed up. He is a regular over at Cats. If you're a regular, I'm not saying irregular, a regular. Where did the word yogi come from? It's Sanskrit, and yoga means union. It's the root word for yoke, to bring together. So a yogi is someone who is using a particular path of union, of joining. And what we're joining is, we could say, a synergy of mind, body, God. Reality is already joined. Yoga is just a realization, and a yogi is just someone who sincerely practices yoga, someone who's on the yogic path. Abdul says, and just so you know, Yogi, if you're not comfortable talking about my faith, that's completely okay. Everyone has different beliefs and comfort levels, and I respect that. No pressure at all. I'm actually entirely comfortable talking about your faith. I am not an expert in your faith. Hey, Jamie. But I'm entirely comfortable, and I hope that you feel comfortable to talk about it here too. Hey, Jack. Yogi, I spoke with Rosie last night on Cat and Jack's. Hey, Rosie popped in this morning, and she came in this afternoon. She said hi. Lovely conversation with her. What did Rosie have to say last night? Oh, last night. It's actually this morning, right? I forget that Cat goes live so early, even for me, that it actually could be last night. Funny. Tiger King says Cat's Decipher's favorite on Yogi groups. They're do what they are at Eric Gold favorite on here. I guess so. Hey, Heavenly. Heavenly says hi, Carl, best friend. Carl is going live soon, and I'm going to call out someone. I hope you call him out in a good way, my friend. Project says, appreciate your time and effort. Thank you, my friend. Everyone's saying hi. Abdullah says, Abdullah, Sniper, I'm a strict Muslim and I take my faith seriously. That means certain topics, jokes, and activities might not be comfortable for me, and I try to follow my religious principles closely. Hey, Abdullah, we will at all times try to be respectful. Good morning for you, Jack. Come here, cat. Jamie, what's the next deadlift PR you got to shoot for? Carl says I don't feel comfortable, so I'm talking to my managing moderators. Gotcha. Gotcha, Carl. Jack says I haven't seen her in months. She's been taking a bit of a break. Project says everyone who is here in this chat, members and non-members, no religion, caste, custom, faith is to be taken seriously. As Alan Watts says, nothing is to be taken seriously in this world. It's all a dream. I agree. I agree with that 100%. However, I also like what Kenneth Wapnick says. Kenneth Wapnick being the premier teacher, in my opinion, and most people's opinion, of A Course in Miracles. And he said, yes, it's all a dream, but that doesn't mean on the level of the body, we don't act like it's real, which is why we respect people. His famous words were, just try to be normal. Again, we're talking about the level of the mind and the level of the body, and not confusing the levels. The level of the body, things feel very real. I know that ultimately that this table is a dream. There's no such thing as an actual table, right? The collection of parts. And if I were to examine those parts under a very powerful atomic microscope, I'd see that even the parts can be broken down into cells, into molecules, into atoms, into particles, into subatomic particles, to possibly strings, invisible strings, that are vibrating at a certain pitch to produce what appears to be a leg of a table. It's a dream. There's no such thing as a particle. We've named something that doesn't really exist the way we think it exists. But if I stub my toe on this table, on this leg, it's going to be very painful. So I do my best not to do that. Jack says she just really wanted to see you. I'm glad that she's back. I'm glad that she's feeling better and she's back hanging out with us. Tiger King says, Eric, was you an ex-stripper? What do you mean ex? What do you mean an ex? You don't think a halfway decent shape 6-year-old can still be a stripper? I'll have you know, I show up at many senior centers across Maryland. I put on my one-man review, very highly rated. Ex-stripper. Calling me an ex-stripper. Diminishing my artwork. Charlie's laughing. Sepa says, as Britons, we hope all Muslims integrate into Western society. The only question, do you really too, as your culture has many different issues as the Western? It's a glitch, says Jamie Brown. Hello. Hey, Glitch, how are you, my friend? Abdul says, I've enjoyed myself so far. Thank you, everyone. You're welcome, my friend. I hope you keep hanging out with us. Feel free to share your culture. Feel free to share your faith. It's just a question, Tiger King. We're all friends. Glitch says, hi, Yogi. Hey, what do you think if I change my channel name? Just a Yogi at the gates. Yes or no? We're going to end the live stream soon. But before I do, maybe I'll do a quick poll. President says, Yogi, I mean, we all have been fighting because of this religion it's taken seriously, and we have killed a lot of enlightened people in the history. Agreed. Agreed. Imagine if we just appreciated everyone's different faith. Jack says, in 3 generations, we will have forgotten someone different living in our house, all of our personal belongings sold or given away. So we shouldn't sweat the small stuff and just be at peace with ourselves. Well said, Jack. I appreciate that. Charlie says, if one leaves a country because this country isn't good for a safer country, it makes no sense to bring bad baggage with you because then the country you move to turns to crap too. Excellent point. All right, a quick poll, guys, for those who are here. Yes or no? Jack, that's a good thing to consider, good thing to ponder. If we ask ourselves, and same with Persia, how serious will this be tomorrow? How serious will this be a week from now? How serious will this be a year from now? Or how serious will this thing be from 3 generations from now? Jack says, I like it. Did that poll come up? I don't see it. me try this again. Hey, Titch, how are you, my friend? This says Jesse Yogi's fine. What's going on, Heavily? Oh, yes, it came up. Awesome. Mustafa says the name sounds a bit long, but I like it. But remember, my original name, thank you, Ellie. My original name was Jesse Yogi doing burpees in his basement. That's a long name. Titch says I'm in UK and struggling to buy food, and I've even had to use a food bank. I think the UK is done for. I'm sorry to hear that, Titch. Hey, Adam. Yogi, if you change your name to that, I might start calling you St. Peter. 40% say yes, 60% say no. Got you. Thank you, Ellie. Heavenly says, nothing, Yogi Bear, just got home from work. Got you. So, the gates. I'll cover this real quick, and then we'll wrap it up for the afternoon. First heard the gates from Rumi, although it's also attributed to Buddhist thoughts. Let me bring up Rumi real quick. If you guys know Rumi, Abdullah, are you a fan of Rumi? Rumi was a Sufi Muslim Persian poet, 12th century, I believe. So, from Rumi, before you speak, let your words pass through three gates. At the first gate, ask yourself, is it true? At the second gate, ask, is it necessary? At the third gate, ask, is it kind? Imagine if we lived our life, imagine if we had our conversations based upon that principle. There's three questions. When we say, is it true, though, we're not saying, do I think it's true? Do I want it to be true? Am I willing to gamble that it might be true? It's saying that I know for certain that it's true. Now, we might want it to be true so bad that we don't take in consideration that it might not be. So it might slip through that gate. Then we have that second gate in place. Is it necessary? Again, not I want it. I just want to say it so bad that it's necessary. Is it necessary? Does it need to be said? Is it going to benefit you? Is it going to benefit the other person? Is it going to benefit everyone concerned if you say this? If it can pass that gate, those two gates, goes on to the third gate, and the third gate is the most powerful one of all. I thought about actually just a yogi at the third gate, but that would be really long. The third gate is it kind? Now we put kindness into an actual practice. Is what I'm about to say kind? Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? Imagine how every conversation would flow. If you're hanging out with your friends, you might not take in consideration all three gates, but imagine if you took in that one. Is it kind? Life changing. I promise you. I am at the gates. But I can't say that I'm good at it. But I can't say that I'm there. For it in the mic. I would have to have a mic. I don't have a mic. I just have my phone. And if I were fart on my phone and I would forget about it, and someone were to call me and I'd put the phone up to my face and I'd be smelling my own farts, that would not be very wise on my end now, would it? Muhammad says the UK is um, a diverse country now, and hopefully, Islamic government is formed shortly. Like I says, Tiger King, which live were you going to come up? It's a good question. And Brady is here. Oh, I read that comment, and I hope my Terry's laughing. Come on, we've all done it. We've all farted on our phone before, and except for me, I'm a vegan. Vegans don't actually fart, guys. You might otherwise, but when you've gotten vegan level 5, if you ever watched Scott Pilgrim versus the Universe, level 5, we have magical powers. Yep, Charlie says, not a wise idea at all, Yogi. Thank you for your, thank you for your support, Charlie. So, Tiger King, are you coming up tonight? Adam gives us a wave. Thank you, Adam. Yep, she just wants to know. I want to know. If you told me 3 times, I don't remember. Terry says, "Hi all. I'm not interrupting anymore. You never interrupt, my friend. It's good to see you too, Terry." Terry says, "Thank you, Yogi, for connecting. You're welcome, my friend." Man, you were looking jacked. I feel like I should hide my traps in shame when I look at your um, thumbnail. Like I should just take my traps down, like an old Christmas tree in March. Yes, some people leave their Christmas trees all the way up until March. We just pack it away, drag it out in the woods somewhere. Hey, Titch, do you have PayPal? Do you have a PayPal account? Ellie says, so Tiger again, when will it be? Well, Tiger King, as mentioned before, we mind our own gates. We don't mind someone else's gates. Prajat says, yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I'm wise, so I'm changing myself. Beautiful. By Rumi. Thank you for that, Prajat. Thank you for that. I was quoting Rumi, was it this morning or yesterday? Maybe one of my all-time favorite lines by him. Saw your cleverness and by bewilderment. There says, gotta go. Love you all. Love you too, my friend. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap things up. We got a few things to do. We'll be back. So, Tiger King, tonight, you're coming up, right? Tiger King, last thing I'll say on this subject. Don't worry about Sniper. Stay focused on Tiger King. I can't imagine how I would make it on the internet. In any live stream, in any chat, in anything at all, if I was constantly concerned what someone had to say to me or about me. If you look all kinds of stuff, people say all kinds of people. A live stream will not go by without someone very kindly pointing out that I'm bald, which I appreciate because imagine if they didn't remind me and I took a comb and started attempting to comb my hair. The next time you see me on a live stream, I'd have these little pinpricks all over my head, and you'd be like, Someone should have told Yogi that he's bald. But no one did, because you assume that I knew it. But other people come here and very kindly, at least 6 times a day, point out that I am bald. Hey, Baldy, 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 Mr. Clean, Moby, Michael Stipes. You ever wondered what the deal? None of these other bald people look alike, and yet somehow I look like all of them. I'm a compository figure, I guess. Anyway, if someone didn't remind me that I was bald, tragedy, death by comb. Don't want that to happen. Charlie says that's hilarious, trying to comb your hair. So we just don't, as our friend Parajet said, just don't take it seriously. Just don't take it seriously. Parajet says, close your eyes, fall in love, stay there. Beautiful. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? And I always go back to that last one. Is it kind? All right. Love you guys. All right. Tiger King says he'll come up. Looking forward to it, Tiger King. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to just getting to know you. All right. I will see everyone. Sniper says looking forward to it too. I will tell you about our other 2 guests that'll be coming up. I mentioned the first 2. I'll be telling you about the other 2 on the next live stream. Thanks for hanging out with me. Project says I'm a vegan too. Awesome. There's a couple of us here. Love to talk to you more about it. And maybe if our next live stream, let's you and I talk a bit about veganism and why we're vegans. Love you guys. I will see you later this evening if you're around and you want to hang out with me. Thank you, Mustafa. Spam is cheese. Spam is cheese. I got to think about that. See you, Charlie. Charlie, thanks for hanging out with us. All right, guys. I'll see you.